had slowed then softly ceased. No words were shared, no needs released. She held the cup but didn't sip. The moment stayed upon her lips. A chair unpulled, a spoon untouched. The warmth still there but not as much. The room forgot to move or speak as silence gathered in the steam. After the pour stopped, nothing filled the air. No echo in her glance, no comfort in the chair. The light just settled like it always knew. The stillness came and stayed like truth. The cream stayed cold, the sugar dry. The questions passed without reply. She watched the window breathe the gray, then stood and slowly walked away. After the pour stopped, nothing filled the air. No echo in her glance, no comfort in the chair. The light just settled like it always knew. The stillness came and stayed like truth. The cup was full but nothing stirred. The quiet lived in every word. After the pour she didn't stay and left the silence to replay. The coffee cooled but stayed in place. No one rushed to clear the space. Your touch had left the handle warm, but not your voice, not your form. The light came in but didn't ask, just laid itself across the glass. Where the mug remembered you in quiet steam and faded hue. No words remain, no footsteps sound, but something stays where you sat down. Your chair still leaned the way you do. The napkin held a fold or two, and though the morning moved along, the cup still echoed our old song. No stir was made, no cream was poured, but all you were still swayed but didn't rise. Dust moved slow beneath the light. No sound touched the waiting floor. She stood quiet at the open door. Even time forgot to breathe as warmth held on beneath her sleeve. There was warmth in the still room where shadows softly bloom. No fire, no flame, no word she said, but something lingered where she lay. Warmth in the still room where silence wrapped the gloom. The table stayed just as she left. Chairs aligned, the moments kept. No music played, no echoes ran, but still I felt her in my hand. Even light forgot to move, but in the stillness I found proof. There was warmth in the still room where shadows softly bloomed. No fire, no flame, no word she said, but something lingered where she lay. Warmth in the still room where silence wrapped the gloom. And I return in every dream to that soft and quiet gleam where warmth was more than heat or air. It was her, still everywhere. Mug sat warm in morning light, no cream, no sugar stirred. She left before the silence spoke, before I said a word. The steam still rose without her hands, the chair across still faced, but something soft had lingered here, incense and shadow traced. Her echo filled the cup I held in warmth that wouldn't cool. The air remembered how she spoke, though time had played me fool. Her absence poured like second sips, and still I drink it slow. Her echo filled the cup I held and whispered what I know. No sound, no note, her tone like fading from a dream. Her echo filled the cup again, this morning just like then. And though the chair remains untouched, I hear her voice, and when I close my eyes she stirs the light in shadows I can't cut. And once again I find her there, her echo in my cup. You never said the words out loud, but I could hear them through the sound of morning light against the floor, of how you left and closed the door. You brewed the tea, then turned away, left steam behind where silence stayed. No promises, no last goodbyes, just quiet truth behind your eyes. All the quiet love you gave lingered in the small, soft waves of cups still warm, of half-spun grace, of time that slowed around your place. I never asked, you never told, but still it wrapped me soft and bold. The chair still holds the way you sat, the air remembers more than that. The folded napkin, untouched spoon, the way you hummed a distant tune. All the quiet love you gave lived in gestures you never named, the way your glance would drift, then stay, then drift again and float away. No vows were made, no lines were drawn, but I still feel you when you're gone. And in the hush that fills this room, I sip the stillness, breathe perfume of all the quiet love we knew, still echoing in morning dew. The shadows stopped along the wall, the steam hung low, the room grew small. You didn't leave, you didn't speak, but morning bent and stayed awake. Your silence touched the window pane, and I pause because of you. No ticking clock, no shifting sun, just what was left when you were done. The chairs still face the open door, but you don't sit there anymore. The mug untouched, the breeze stood still. The space you left is with me still. And in that hush I learned the sound of light that lingered all around. When light forgot to move, I knew the world had paused because of you. No ticking clock, no shifting sun, just what was left when you were done. Now every dawn feels just like then, a quiet sky that won't begin. She didn't move, but still she stayed. The quiet shaped the words she'd fade. No sound, no plan, no step to take, just breath that settled in her wake. The sunlight touched the wooden floor, but dared not cross her shape once more. Held by the morning stillness, wrapped in the space between. No rush, no loud forgiveness, just what the silence means. She never said she'd leave that day, but stillness told me anyway. The cup was warm, her hands were not. The clock ticked once, then just forgot. Her coat still hanging by the door, but she would sit there nevermore. The room remembered how she breathed and let the light refuse to leave. Held by the morning stillness, wrapped in the space between. No rush, no loud forgiveness, just what the silence means. She never said she'd leave that day, but stillness told me anyway. And now I sit in softer air, still held by all she left right there. light came through, I set 2 cups, still thinking you. Your seat was pulled, your hand was near, but you were far from being here. No sugar stood, no motion made, just one last look that wouldn't stay. No cream, no goodbye, just silence in a cup run dry. You didn't turn, you didn't speak, and left the morning complete. The coffee sat untouched alone, like words we left beneath the tone. I watched the steam rise thin and slow, and wondered why you wouldn't show. You paused, but didn't mean to stay, and everything just slipped away. No cream, no goodbye, just silence in a cup run dry. You didn't turn, you didn't speak, and left the morning incomplete. Now every brew I try to make reminds me what we didn't take. And no cream, no goodbye, just silence in a cup run dry. You didn't turn, you didn't speak, and left the morning incomplete, and left the morning incomplete. The coffee cooled but stayed in place. No one rushed to clear the space. Your touch had left the handle warm, but not your voice, not your form. The light came in but didn't ask, just laid itself across the glass, where the mug remembered you, in quiet steam and faded hue. No words remain, no footsteps sound, but something stays where you sat down. still echoed our old song. No stir was made, no cream was poured, but all you were still felt and stored. Where the mug remembered you in quiet steam and faded hue. No words remain, no footsteps sound, but something stays where you sat down. And even now, through days that blur, the mug recalls the shape of her. The morning hushed, the air was slow, the gentle light refused to go. The coffee cool, the silence fair, I felt your breath in the wooden chair. Breath in the wooden chair, quiet, soft and near. Every fading moment whispered you were here. Even when the night left the daylight bare, love remained as breath in the wooden chair. The curtain swayed, the hours stayed, the fragile dawn refused to fade. No voice to call, no step to share, only your breath in the wooden chair. Breath in the wooden chair, quiet, soft and near. Every fading moment whispered you were here. Even when the night left the daylight bare, love remained as breath in the wooden chair. was full, the room was slow, the morning paused in undertow. You didn't speak, and neither did I. Just watch the steam begin to die. No motion left, no sound to hold. The air grew still, the mug turned cold. After the steam let go, your silence echoed low. Nothing rushed and nothing stayed, but everything still softly weighed. You touched the rim, then pulled away, like all the words we didn't say. The light bent quiet near your face, but didn't ask for time or place. Your shadow lingered near the glass, and I just let the moment pass. After the steam let go, your silence echoed low. Nothing rushed and nothing stayed, but everything still softly weighed. Now every sip reminds me so of what was left when steam let go. The kettle hissed, the light came through. I said 2 cups, still thinking you. Your seat was pulled, your hand was near, but you were far from being here. No sugar stirred, no motion made, just one last look that wouldn't stay. No cream, no goodbye, just silence in a cup run dry. You didn't turn, you didn't speak, and left the morning incomplete. The coffee sat untouched, alone, like words we left beneath the tone. I watched the steam rise, thin and slow, and wondered why you wouldn't show. You paused but didn't mean to stay, and everything just slipped away. No cream, no goodbye, just silence in a cup run dry. You didn't turn, you She held the cup but didn't sip. The steam was low, the light half lit. The room was still, the hour thin, and nothing reached the porcelain rim. No words were formed, no glance was made, just quiet like a woven shade. The chair across had no reply, and time went on but didn't try. Nothing reached the rim today, no sound to give, no smile to stay. The warmth just hovered in between what almost was and might have been. The spoon lay flat, untouched, unknown. Her breath as soft as polished stone. She didn't leave, she didn't stay. She simply let the room decay. Nothing reached the rim today, no sound to give, no smile to stay. The warmth just hovered in between what almost was and might have been. Cup stayed full, the silence deep. She closed her eyes but didn't sleep. And through it all the light grew dim, but still nothing reached the rim. The light was soft on the kitchen floor. Steam rose slow, but she said no more. The chair across still felt her shape, but time it moved in quiet ways. No need for words, no sudden sound, just echoes low where love was found. Quietly she stayed, like warmth the cup once gave. No lift, no cry, no storm to break, just silence she forgave. Quietly she stayed. The air was still, the spoon unmoved. No cream was poured, no need to prove. The window watched without a name. The morning paused and stayed the same. No brighter note, no final say, just shadows soft that didn't stray. Quietly she stayed, like breath unmarked, once saved. No light too loud, no dream to chase, just peace in where she lay. Quietly she stayed. And if you ask where she had gone, the steam still whispers on and on. In rooms where nothing needs to change, quiet. The steam still curled above the cup. The door moved just a touch. No footsteps echoed on the floor. She didn't take that much. Her chair leaned back the slightest bit. The spoon remained the same. No words were left to carry out, not even just her name. She left without a stir, no sound, no whisper to the air. The room just held its breath again, as if she wasn't there. No breeze, no pause, no shifting light, just stillness where she'd been. She left without a stir tonight, and nothing made it in. The window caught the falling sun. The napkin didn't fold, and everything she didn't say felt louder than the cold. She left without a stir, no trace, no glance behind, no plea. The chair still faced the morning light, but none of it faced me. The warmth she brought had disappeared, but nothing cried or clung. She left without a stir, so soft like silence. The door was closed but not too tight. The curtain held a trace of light. Your chair stayed turned, the air grew thin, and silence settled deep within. No echo bounced across the floor. No footstep came, not anymore. The room didn't breathe again since you walked out, and ended when even the light forgot to stay. Just dust and stillness in the way. Your cup was dry, your warmth had gone, but all the shapes still lingered on. The clock moved slow, then stopped its sound, as if the walls no longer found a reason left to shift or sigh, like it just knew to not reply. The room didn't breathe again since you walked out, and ended when even the light forgot to stay. Just dust and stillness in the way. didn't speak, she didn't leave. Not all at once, not suddenly. Her fingers brushed the coffee's rim, then rested light and folded in. She paused in time, forgot to move. The air around began to prove. The table held her pause so well. In every line didn't tell. No loud goodbyes, no distant calls, just breath she left between the walls. The mug grew still, the light grew thin. The room gave way to what had been. Her chair stayed turned the way she sat, but something deeper held than that. A moment wrapped in wood and steam. Like something softer than a dream. The table held her pause so well. In every line it didn't tell. No loud goodbyes, no distant calls, just breath she left between the And now I sit where silence waits. The pause she left still fills my days. The morning dimmed, the sky was gray. The gentle drops just fell and stayed. The coffee warm, the window plain. I breathe beneath the quiet rain. Beneath the quiet rain, tender, soft and near. Every fading shadow whispered you were here. Even when the night had left the daylight strained, love remained. Beneath the quiet rain, the curtains sway, the hours slow, the fragile hush refused to go. voice returned. No sound to gain, only beneath the quiet rain. Beneath the quiet rain, tender, soft and near, every fading shadow whispered you were here. Even when the night left the daylight strained, love remained. Beneath the quiet rain, through the stillness, soft and true, every breath returned to you. Even when the years dim the gentle flame, time recalled. Beneath the quiet rain, beneath the quiet rain, steady, calm and clear, heavy, fragile silence whispered you were near. Even as the dawn left the night's refrain, love survived. Beneath the quiet rain, silent yet sane. Beneath the quiet rain. She raised the cup, but not too high. The morning paused and passed her by. The steam had cooled, the light grew thin. The day began, but not within. No sugar stirred, no hand was pressed. The quiet sat inside her chest. She drank enough to taste the rain, but half the sip, it still remained. Half the sip remained untouched. The warmth, the thought, it was too much. She held the rim, then let it go, and watched the morning come in slow. The window sighed, the kettle stilled, the space between them never filled. No word was lost, no tear explained, just half the sip and none complained. Half the sip remained untouched. The warmth, the thought, it was too much. She held the And though the light began to bend, she never reached the story's end. She left the rest, the taste unnamed, and half the sip, it still remained. Coffee steamed, but no one stirred. Silence spoke more than words. A chair still faced the window's glow, but she had somewhere else to go. The spoon untouched, the napkin stayed. The sun came in, but not the day. The room remembered where she'd been, but couldn't breathe her warmth again. Morning waited without her, no steps upon the floor, no hands around the quiet cup, no laughter at the door. The light kept reaching softly, but found an empty place. Morning waited without her, and time forgot her face. All the echoes lost their name, like steam that rose and never came. The mug was warm but not alive. Without her here, it can't survive. Morning waited without her, the minutes held their breath. The walls still wore her quiet, but now there's only death. She left no sound behind her, no whisper, not a word. Morning waited without her, but she was never heard. She placed the mug, then looked away. No sugar poured, no need to stay. The light came in, but didn't want. She didn't reach, she broke no form. The spoon was near, untouched, alone. The room replied in muted tone. The steam rose slow, then disappeared. No gesture soft, no moment clear. No cream today, no second glance. No story left to take its chance. She held the silence like a thread and left the words she never said. The chair was still from hours ago. The coffee cooled, the light fell low. She didn't stir, she didn't try. The warmth just faded, passing by. No cream today, no second glance. No story left to take its chance. She held the silence like a thread and left the words she never said. No final step, no curtain drawn. Just one more cup she looked upon. And in that cup the quiet lay. No cream, no voice, no cream today. The chair still knew where you had sat. The mug stayed warm, but more than that, your glance had lingered in the air, too soft to hold, but always there. The floor remembered every step, a quiet path you're leaving left. No sudden sound, no loud goodbyes, just stillness where your presence lies. This house still breathes the way you did, in folded light where echoes hid. No need for words, the walls still know that warmth beneath the silence grows. The window caught the afternoon, but missed your shadow leaving soon. And yet the air remains the same, as if it softly speaks your name. This home still holds the way you were, each moment quiet, calm and sure. You never had to say you'd stay. Your warmth just never fades away. The stillness is an empty space. It's where your love still leaves its trace. Sunlight spilled through the open door, footsteps soft on the wooden floor. I looked up and she was there, with her laugh in the air. The coffee swirled as the spoon moved slow, curtains danced where the breeze would go. Every sound felt warm and rare, with her laugh in the air. Her laugh in the air like the gold in the day. It carried the light in an easy way. Every glance was brighter there, with her laugh in the air. Stood still though the hours passed, moments small but they seemed to last. I could breathe like the world was fair, with her laugh in the air. Her laugh in the air like the gold in the day. It carried the light in an easy way. Every glance was brighter there, with her laugh in the air. If the day should fade somewhere, I'll still keep her laugh in the air. Curtains swayed but didn't rise. Dust moved slow beneath the light. No sound touched the waiting floor. She stood quiet at the open door. Even time forgot to breathe as warmth held on beneath her sleeve. There was warmth in the still room where shadows softly bloomed. No fire, no flame, no word she said, but something lingered where she led. Warmth in the still room where silence wrapped the gloom. The table stayed just as she left. Chairs aligned, the moments kept. No music played, no echo shadows ran, but still I felt her in my hand. Even light forgot to move, but in the stillness I found proof. There was warmth in the still room where shadows softly bloomed. No fire, no flame, no word she said, but something lingered where she led. Warmth in the still room where silence wrapped the gloom. And I return in every dream to that soft and quiet gleam where warmth was more than heat or air. It was her, still everywhere. Ooh. The cup was full but stayed untouched. Steam drifted through the air. Her shadow passed across the floor, but she was never there. The curtain swayed in morning's hush, but nothing reached the wall. The warmth was there, the moment wasn't where the light forgot to fall. And I sat by the window, waiting slow. The silence knew it all. No voice, no touch, just echoes left where the light forgot to fall. She didn't leave a message, not even in the sound. Just the space between the morning and the place she wasn't found. Her breath had always lingered in corners soft with grace, but now the room grew deeper with the absence of her face. Still I wait in faded rhythm for something warm and small, but peace won't pour and light won't land where the light forgot to fall. No more footsteps in the hallway, no more shadows on the wall, only quiet in The table caught the morning glow. You sat down quiet, moving slow. No need for words, no need for pace. Just coffee, steam, and open space. Your hand was still, your glance unsure, but something soft began to stir. The cup moved first before the sound, before a word could leave the ground. It told me more than talk could say. You almost left but chose to stay. I reached too late but just in time. Our fingers brushed along the line. No big confession, no bold start, just warmth that spoke from quiet hearts. And every sip a gentle lean, the silence filled with what we mean. The cup moved first before the sound, before a word could leave the ground. It told me more than talk could say. You almost left but chose to stay. They start with cups and not with speech. Light came in without a sound. Her cup still held the heat. The chair she left was facing mine, but we no longer meet. No laughter danced around the steam, no eyes to hold the view. Just echoes in the porcelain and shadows passing through. Stillness across the table where conversation used to live. No motion, no reflection, just more than I could give. The quiet filled her absence with everything unsaid. Stillness across the table and words that never bled. The mug had more to offer, the napkin kept her full, but silence stayed to linger where warmth had once been told. Stillness across the table. The morning came too late, a soft unspoken ending without a twist of fate. She didn't take the coffee, stillness across the table, but nothing feels the same. She didn't speak, she didn't rush. Her rhythm matched the morning hush. The floorboard sighed beneath her heel, and every breath felt soft and real. Her shadow passed the window's light, but left a warmth that lingered right. There was softness in her steps, like morning air that gently swept. She moved as if the day would break, if silence made a single shake. Coffee cup, her hand so still, the world obeyed her quiet will. She glanced and smiled and turned away, and let the light complete the day. No echo followed where she'd gone, but everything she touched lived on. There was softness in her steps, like morning air that gently swept. She moved as if the day would break, if silence made a single shake. Now every sound I hear and keep feels softer still, where she let me. Sunlight pours where the coffee stays. Steam curls up in its gentle ways. Your hands wrap round as the hours sway, holding a cup full of day. The street hums low through the open glass. We talk of dreams as the moments pass. Every smile keeps the time at bay, with just a cup full of day. Cup full of day, warm and slow. Every sip a place we know. No rush to fade away, with a cup full of day. Curtains breathe with the softest Your eyes meet mine in the golden ease. Every glance is a quiet stay inside a cup full of day. Cup full of day, warm and slow. Every sip a place we know. No rush to fade away with a cup full of day. If the light should ever stray, I'll still hold my cup full of day. Steam curled above the silent cup. No voices filled the space. Her seat was warm, the window clear, but stillness took her place. The light fell soft on folded hands. The air forgot her name. No laughter swirled above the brew, just warmth without a flame. There were no words in the steam, only echoes in retreat. No story stirred the morning, just quiet on repeat. She left no trace in motion, no whisper, cry, or dream. Only stillness held the moment, with no words in the steam. Table kept her silence. The mug remembered none, only reverb in the spaces where her quiet used to run. No words in the steam, no note left in the light, only time that didn't answer, only cups that clock still ticks, but nothing changed. The books she touched still stay the same. Her scent remains upon the chair, but nothing breathes the quiet air. A folded napkin by the cup, the coffee cold, untouched enough. The light still lands where once she sat, but warmth won't fill the space she left. A room without her still says her name in every echo, in picture frames. The silence lingers like she just passed through, but nothing stirs and nothing moves. The door was closed, the window clear. The day goes on without her here. I speak no words, I touch no walls. I let the quiet softly fall. A room without her still says her name in every echo, in picture frames. The silence lingers like she just passed through, but nothing stirs and nothing moves. The room remembers, though she's not there. The air still holds her silent stare. She sat like morning never came, a stillness wrapped around her name. The cup was full, the light was warm, but nothing moved within the storm. She used to stir with thoughtful grace, but silence lingered in her place. No cream, no sugar, no small sound, just coffee cooling, time unwound. She didn't lift the spoon that day, just let the morning drift away. The sunlight touched her gentle hand, but she no longer made a plan. The air was thick with all unsaid, like letters never ever read. She left her voice upon the rim where steam had softened every hymn. She didn't lift the spoon again. The coffee waited, so did them. No clatter, a final scene.